While we anxiously wait for the last season of Game of Thrones to come out, here's our top 10 list of the characters we miss the most. Starting with number 10, Sir Barristan Selmy. After being rudely dismissed from the Gold Cloaks by the Baratheon Brat King, Sir Barristan goes on to be a trusty advisor to Queen Daenerys Targaryen. He also loses his life nobly protecting unsullied leader Grey Worm from the Sons of the Harpy, so we miss him for being a fierce fighter and for quitting the Gold Cloaks with a bang.
Even now I could cut through the five of you like carving a cake! Here, boy. Melt it down and add it to the others.
Number 9 is the water dancing master and Arya's first fighting teacher, Syrio Forel. Besides protecting Arya from the Lannisters, we'll never forget the first sword of the Sea Lord of Braavos for teaching us his concise, fearless theology that the only God is death, and what we need to say to death is not today. Number 8, Raz. The first woman on our list is missed for her ambition and the genius ways she navigated through the men of the Seven Kingdoms to make it out of the brothels of Winterfell on a turnip cart, all the way up through the ranks of King's Landing to be a right-hand woman to Lord Peter Baelish. Though she was brutally murdered by Joffrey, we will never forget how Raz tried to look out for Sansa and keep her head up through all the trials and tribulations of her life. Number 7, Oberyn Martell. The late father of the Sand Snakes of Dorne, Oberyn is missed for standing up to the Mountain to not only avenge the rape and murder of his sister Elia Martell, but also to stand as the champion for Tyrion Lannister's second trial by combat of the poisoning of King Joffrey. We also miss the brave Oberyn Martell for his free-thinking and free-loving ways, since at heart, he is a lover and not a fighter, even though he seems to be good at both in his short life on Game of Thrones.
Prince Oberyn?
Lord Varys.
Only Varys. I'm not actually a nobleman. No one is under obligation to call me lord.
And yet everyone does.
You seem quite knowledgeable about the Unsullied. Did you spend much time in Essos?
5 years.
May I ask why?
'Tis a big and beautiful world. Most of us live and die in the same corner where we were born and never get to see any of it. I don't want to be most of us.
Most of us aren't princes.
Number 6, Tywin Lannister. The only Lannister we actually miss is Tywin, father of Jaime, Cersei, and our personal favorite, Lannister Tyrion. Tywin is a true patriarch and the only Lannister who could stand up to Joffrey without any backlash or recourse. He was a powerhouse, respected and feared by all. You may not like him, but we miss his intimidating presence that made so many of the show's characters look like children in Time Out.
The king! I will punish you.
Any man who must say, "I am the king," is no true king. I'll make sure you understand that when I've won your war for you.
My father won the real war. He killed Prince Rhaegar. He took the crown while you hid under Castle Rock.
The king is tired. See him to his chambers.
Come along.
Tired.
We have so much to celebrate. A wedding to plan. You must rest.
Grand Maester, perhaps some essence of nightshade to help him sleep.
I'm not tired!
Come.
Not you.
You just sent the most powerful man in Westeros to bed without his supper.
You're a fool if you believe he's the most powerful man in Westeros.
A treasonous statement. Joffrey is king.
You really think a crown gives you power?
Number 5 is Lady Olenna Tyrell. If Tywin is a true patriarch, Lady Olenna is the truest matriarch of the Tyrell family. She is quick-witted, sharp-tongued, and super sly to the extent that she pulled the strings behind the poisoning of King Joffrey. For that, for her delicious shade, and so much more, she will always be missed.
He knew how to dress and smile, and somehow this gave him the notion he was fit to be king.
Renly was brave and gentle, Grandmother. Father liked him, and so did Loras.
Loras is young and very good at knocking men off horses with a stick. That does not make him wise. As to your fathead father...
Grandmother, what will Sansa think of us?
She might think we have some wits about us. One of us, at any rate. It was treason. I warned them. Robert has 2 sons, and Renly has an older brother. How can he possibly have any claim to that ugly iron chair? We should have stayed well out of all this, if you ask me. But once the cow's been milked, there's no squirting the cream back up her udder, so here we are to see things through. What do you say to that, Sansa? Shall we have some lemon cakes?
Lemon cake's my favorite.
So we've been told. Are you going to bring the food, or do you mean to starve us to death? Here, Sansa. Come sit with me.
Number 4, Ygritte. Her favorite wildling woman. Ygritte will be missed for being wise and outspoken, and especially for protecting Jon Snow when he infiltrated the territory of the Free Folk. After being captured herself, Ygritte outsmarts Jon Snow before introducing him to the King Beyond the Wall, Mance Rayder. She also becomes Jon's first love interest, who constantly reminds him that he knows nothing, Jon Snow, and that makes her both memorable and likable with that catchphrase.
Please shut up. You think you're better than me, Crow? I'm a free woman.
You're a free woman.
But I might be your prisoner, but I'm a free woman.
If you're my prisoner, you're not a free woman. That's what prisoner means.
And you think you're free? You swore some stupid oath, and now you can never touch a girl.
It was my choice to say the words.
So you don't like girls?
Of course I like girls.
But you chose never to touch them.
That's the price you pay if you want to be a man of the Night's Watch.
So instead of getting naked with a girl, you prefer to invade our land?
Invade your land? Wildlings raid our lands all the time. Some of them try to kill my little brother, a crippled boy.
They're not your lands. We've been here the whole time. You lot came along and just put up a big wall and said it was yours.
My father was Ned Stark. I have the blood of the first men. My ancestors lived here, same as yours.
So why are you fighting us?
Number 3, Osha. The last but most influential wildling on our list, Osha becomes the protector of both Bran and Rickon Stark after Theon usurps the throne at Winterfell in the north. Although Osha enters the north as a refugee fleeing as far south as possible to escape White Walkers, the Night King, and his army of the dead, she ends up staying with the Stark boys and sharing her wisdom with them before succumbing to Ramsay Bolton's murderous camp. For her loyalty, she will always be missed. Number 2, Khal Drogo. The next character we miss the most is arguably the most physically strong leader on the list. The first love interest of Daenerys Targaryen and leader of the Dothraki warriors, Khal Drogo was an unlikely yet strangely romantic husband who was played by the same actor who revitalized the Aquaman franchise with the sheer power of his pheromones. He's also the only guy worth eating a horse heart for due to his boldness and bravado. And last but not least, the number 1 character that we miss the most is Ned Stark. Though his morality may have been the cause of his demise, Westeros certainly needs more noblemen like him. A stand-up father to the Stark children Robb, Sansa, Arya, Bran, and Rickon, His most important role is also being the uncle and guardian of Jon Snow, since Ned kept the secret of his sister and Jon's mother, Lyanna Stark, loving and bearing a child to Rhaegar Targaryen. Ned will also be missed for constantly reminding us that winter is coming, and for being the only guy to give former King Robert Baratheon the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. For that, he will always be missed the most. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to like and subscribe.